What's going on? What's going on? Welcome to After Dark with Shawn Cornelius. I am your host, Shawn Cornelius, and I'm looking to have a great show tonight. Uh, I already know we're going to have a great show tonight because we got two show bears in the house, and it's got to be very well. It's going to be well. I want to thank BronxNet for housing us again this week. Also, FiOS 2135 and BronxNet.org for putting us on, and you out there that watch every week to make sure that we stay on. All right. Tonight's show is going to be fantastic. I got one of the original show bears, original members of Low Tug, the family, and also a councilman from New Jersey, and he's going to tell us all about his what he's trying to do or what he's going to do. Because I'm putting it in the air right now that I'm definitely behind him to do the things that he wants to do, and we're going to have a little fun like we normally do on this show. So I'm not even going to hold him up because he's sitting backstage. I know he's a little tired, but we're gonna get him up here and do his thing, and we'll see what happens. Brother Dupre Kelly, come on in here and how are you, man?
Yo, Shawn, what up, man?
It's good to see you, brother. Everything is all right. How's everything?
Man, hustling like a '70s dance. We are 90 days away from the election, so we've been campaigning for probably almost a year and a half. Well, actually 5 years.
Yeah, oof, yeah.
But we in a community, man, and it can beat you up sometimes.
Yeah. Well, you're doing a great job. I want to let you know that right from the start. You're doing a fantastic thing. And you have been grinding. You've been grinding a lot. And you've been grinding since the day I met you back at
Yeah,
Shaw.
facts.
You've been
Facts,
grinding.
man.
And I got to mention back in my arms, my senior project that you were in, that you laid out. And you guys can watch that on YouTube, and that was fantastic for us to do. We had some fun doing that.
Yeah, we
Um,
had some fun, man.
yeah, it was a whole bunch, and let's because we want to get into the whole councilman thing and what you're doing right now for Jersey. But let's talk really quickly about those show days. Where you from, and tell the folks what's going on because I'm very happy to have you on the show.
Hey, man, Shaw University, we can't never forget Shaw University, one of the greatest HBCUs in HBCU history, man. And
Right.
I'm from Newark, New Jersey, born and raised in Newark, New Jersey. And some of you probably know me better as Do It All from that legendary hip hop group, Lords of the Underground. And now making history, running for councilman in the great city of Newark, New Jersey. And when we win, because we're gonna already claim it, it's already been
Yes.
done. But when we
Yeah. Yes,
win,
sir. Yes,
we
sir.
will have we will make history. We'll be the first platinum selling artist to ever become an elected official in the United States of America. Now, the first in the world is Shine Barrow, who I was with today.
Okay.
Myself and the mayor, we welcomed Shine Barrow into the city, and he brought with him, we gave him a sister city, man. So Belize City, where he is the leader of the opposition, and Belize are now sister cities with Newark, New Jersey. So shout out to Shine Barrow, who was the first elected official in the world to ever sell a million
Definitely.
records and be elected.
Definitely.
And I'm gonna take that title for the United States, man. But more so than titles, man, we got a lot of work to do in Newark, New Jersey. I'm running for the ward that I grew up in, which is the West Ward of Newark, New Jersey. I grew up
Right.
in, I played in, I went to school in, and you know, a lot of my first thing, I wrote all of those songs in this ward. You
Right,
know,
and
uh,
that's the thing. I didn't mean to cut you, but I wanted to talk about that because obviously, if you're running for councilman there, you're doing it in your home.
mhm.
You've grown up there. You've seen things there. You want to make changes and adjustments to where people living there now, and people coming up behind you can take those things and live a little bit better. Talk about that, man, and seeing the changes from when you were a kid to now.
Well, I mean, when you grow up somewhere, you understand what it takes to maneuver through that city, right? Through those parts of that city. I grew up there just like any other child, man, who had to maneuver through a city like Newark, New Jersey. There were some obstacles. There were some fun times. When you act as a child, you do childish things, and when you grow up and become an adult, you remove those childish things from you.
Right, right,
So
right,
Newark, New Jersey, man, is my home. It's where I've done a lot. I've had a lot of my first things. I've done a lot of my first things. So I love my city. You know, and I feel like all the credit that I give my city, I have to. I can't just take from the harvest, but I have to plant the seeds. You know, that that I in the place in the soil that I give all of my love to, and it's just a wonderful thing. I'm gonna be honored to be able to govern the city, the streets, the corridors, the places, the blocks, the avenues that I
right,
come from, you know,
right.
and I get an opportunity to add on in a different way by not just being a resident, but being someone who knows the residents, who was once one of the residents, who was once a student there, who was once a child who played in the parks and the byways and highways and all of that type of stuff. So
Yeah,
yeah.
man, because it's a beautiful thing to be. It's kind of like coming home, but you never really left because you went away to college. You got
Hmm.
some education from somebody else, but then you went back, and now you're going to do for your home city of Newark. And I live in the Bronx. I'm from New York, so I'm right
Shout out to
across
the
the
Big
bridge.
X.
Yeah, yeah, right across the water there, and you're doing a fantastic thing. And you've done other things prior too, but let's focus on that right now. What you're doing, you were able to get around. Excuse me, and see what was needed, and you feel like you can do the job. Uh, it's a heavy job, but you feel like you can do it.
Yeah, I mean it's a heavy job, but you got to understand too, man. You know, we got to go back to where we come from, right? We have to. I had a conversation with Tupac years ago, over 20 years ago, and he was saying the same thing. Sell millions of records so we can turn those fans into voters. Go back to your hometown, create youth initiatives, create things for the youth, create things for the seniors to bridge that gap. Start community organizations, start a nonprofit organization. Everything that he asked of me that time, I did. And he said, we might have to do something that we don't want to do, and that's run for office. And I was like, man,
Right,
we rappers,
right,
we ain't running for
yeah.
no office. And I'm the first time I met Tupac was at Shaw University.
Okay,
you know
okay,
so yeah, I know I can do the job, and the reason why I know I can do the job because I'm already doing the job, Sean.
yeah,
I have
yeah,
receipts. I have
yeah.
receipts for the programs and the initiatives that I have been doing in the community. I've been there when people were shot and killed, and when we had to have protests. I was just there tonight at a protest where a beautiful young lady got beat up by a man in our store. Like
Mm,
these dudes are cowards. When you
sure,
put your hand on a woman and you touch a woman, and he broke her eye socket, he broke 4 ribs.
sir.
I don't come from a place where our men were such cowards, man. You know,
Right, right, right.
the coward culture is real. So I was speaking up for her today. I come from a place where I can actually pull out receipts. I'm not coming from imperial type of world. I'm coming from a place of relativity. I'm coming from a place of real time. I'm coming from a
Sure.
place where I was there. I have receipts for the things that I've done. So when you ask, can I do the job? I have been doing it. When it comes to feeding the homeless and monitoring their mental health and talking to them and making sure that they are no longer a person. They can transition from a person without an address to a person with an address. You know, making sure that renters can understand and find a way to become a homeowner, making sure that businesses and storefront owners are not just businesses in our community, but they are part of the community. Making sure that our youth
Right, right,
uh, are are educated properly, and making sure that their parents understand that they can find out and question the schooling about their children, and understand that it's important to be involved through the school board and things of that nature. So when it comes to economic empowerment, when it
right.
comes to diversity, equity, when it comes to health and wellness, I have receipts for all of this. So this is not just some campaign that I'm running. the people asked me to be their voice. The people asked me to be, a voice for the voiceless, because I started a nonprofit organization called 211 Community Impact.
Okay.
Um, and on Monday, we'll turn 12 years old professionally. But, we've been doing it for the longest of time. So, when you ask, can I do it? I haven't stopped doing it. Now I'm just asking for the title that goes along with it, and being part of
Right.
Team Baraka and joining our mayor, Raz J. Baraka, to help continue to move our city of Newark, New Jersey forward.
Right. So coming through from where you started and then going down to Shaw, being in the Lords of the Underground, and now doing what you're doing, it all compiles a lot of the work that you have to do, which is what's in front of you. You can go back and use some of that time that you use at Shaw and things that you use on the road, and put it into, but Newark, but being from home, you already know what you have to do. What made you decide that you wanted to run for this kind of office? Because there's a lot that goes on your shoulders. There's a lot that people want from you. There's a lot that people grab from you. You know what I mean? Um, I know it just by watching folks. But you're in a position where you can do, but people are going to be at you. And obviously, I know you can do that. But what pushed you to do that?
Well, I mean, there's so many different moving parts that make up the whole that made me, make a decision to run for office. There's so many mentors that come into play. A brother by the name of Hafiz Fareed, who was our manager for Lords of the Underground. A brother by the name of Ralph T. Grant Sr., who was a councilman in Alpha, and he
Right.
sent people to Shaw University in Newark,
Yeah.
New Jersey. Tupac Shakur,
Right.
my mother, being a strong black woman, and showing me what strength and unconditional love is. Um, a lot of people, the residents in my community. Like I said, I have a nonprofit organization called 211 Community Impact. And I was one of the people who didn't want to complain. I didn't want to be a complainer. I didn't want to just talk about the things that I didn't like. So I started to create programs and create sustainable initiatives that allowed me to be a part of the community and fill up
Right.
that gap right alongside the mayor's vision. And I say
Hmm.
the mayor's vision because we have a good mayor in Newark, New Jersey. And even though I wasn't on his team at one point, I did not go against everything that he said. I just wanted to align myself with things that were moving forward. And that's what I did, man. So
Right.
it was a lot of
Right.
hard work. You're taking on a lot of people, on a lot of people's energy, and you're taking a lot on your shoulders. Like you said, it's a lot of weight. But when you're moving off of sincerity, when you're moving off of wanting to see a difference and wanting to make a difference, and wanting to be at the table,
Hmm.
you use your resources and your relationships. I went in my own pocket a lot of times to create things for our youth. I spent a lot of hours having conversations with
Right.
residents, and then when you start to show that you care, when you love something, you treat it differently, right?
Sure.
It's sort of like you can change a place or a thing when you love it, because they're gonna feel that love. So all I did was show love, and then the people say, "We want that love all the time. We want you to represent us. We want you to speak up for us. We want you to be a voice for us," and that's how it happened.
Right. And as far as, I mean, I know what you're doing is fantastic, but I know if it was someone who was just there in Newark, it would be a difference. But you've traveled, you've been around the world, you've seen other places.
Right.
You know what it takes to. You lived in Newark, but when you go to someplace else outside the country, you go, wow, I want to fix my place. You have a lot of skill set. Do you use your rap skills? Do you use your? Because I know you, like I said, you were on Law and Order. You did the hip hop thing. You got a lot of stuff behind you. Do you delve into that to help you connect with folks and get your message across?
I mean, entertainment soothes the savage beast, they say, right? So, I mean, if we can be real, because
Yeah.
everybody's not one way all of the time. Everybody's not serious 24 hours a day.
Right.
Everybody's not funny 24 hours a day. Everybody's not melancholy every part of the day. So I utilize what I have to utilize to get the attention. Once I get the attention, then I give off the realness. See, it's good to go away and acquire knowledge because that just makes you stronger. But if you bring it back to a place where you have been rooted and you claim that your roots are, you replant those seeds and you fertilize them every day. I know in the Bible they say, dig around it. If it's not growing, they want to dig it up. But sometimes all you got to do is dig around it and fertilize it, and I refuse to allow my city to be dug up. So because it seemed like it wasn't bearing fruit, I know what I came from. You know what I mean? I am the fruit. I am one piece of the fruit that it has bared. So I'm not going to allow anybody else that's not from here, that does not love my city like I love it or others love it. I won't allow them to dig up the root. So what we're going to do is we're going to dig around that tree. We're going to dig around that root and we're going to fertilize it. We're going to plant the seeds. And sometimes, when you fertilizer doesn't smell too good. They call that manure.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So sometimes you gotta put the boo-boo.
Yes, sir.
You gotta put the sugar honey iced tea. You gotta put that and use that as fertilizer. So once you can get past the smell, once you can get past the dirt, you start to see things blooming, man. You start to see them growing. And I know what my city has to offer. I know the fruit that my city has bared and what is to come from my city. I just want to be one of the fertilizers. That's it. Because I have resources from, like you said, traveling the world. I have relationships from, like you said, traveling the world. I have receipts of the things that I have done. So my game plan is not theoretical. You know what I mean? It's not in theory. My game plan is in action of what works and what doesn't work. And then my game plan is to take experiences from the other people who love the city just as much as I do, or even more, and put that all into the pot, and then make a gumbo of greatness that's moving forward. It's time for my part of the city. My part of the city has bred people like Redman, Rod Digger, myself, and so many other great artists and entrepreneurs and philanthropists and things of that nature. I just want to, as a legacy, be part of that, of moving the West Ward forward in Newark, New Jersey. And by doing so, we make history. And by making history, it's not only for me, it's not only for you, it's not only for the people in my city, but it's for the culture of hip hop.
Because you have basically you are hip hop. From the Queen Latifahs on down to whomever you know and whoever is on your side. How are you getting the hip hoppers involved? Because you brought them up, um, involved in your journey of trying to make the situation happen and doing the right thing for Jersey. And they don't have to be from Jersey, obviously, but because I want to see you success, I want to see you succeed. I want to see you do the right thing and the proper thing. So I'm sure you have some hip hop artists who have joined along the realms of making this thing happen, and you've seen that happen, right?
Yeah, most definitely. So I have great friends involved. Dame Dash has raised over $20,000 so far. So shout out to Dame Dash. Redman has probably raised over $10,000 so far. Naughty by Nature collectively has probably raised over $10,000 so far. And it's not just the money thing, though. You need a war chest to fight the battle. You need a war chest to be in the game, But it's not just about money. It's actually about boots on the ground, going door to door, knocking on doors, visiting and speaking to your constituents, speaking to the residents. It's about social media and having them put on social media and let them know, vote for Dupre Kelly. Vote for Kelly on May 10th in Newark, New Jersey, the West Ward section of Newark, New Jersey. May 10th, 2022. Shout out to Method Man and all of the people who support me. Shout out to Busta Rhymes and, shout out to Freedom Williams. Shout out to Dinko D. God bless my brother who was by my side when I first ran, Kango Kid. This is for people like him.
Right.
Shout out to Crazy Legs, who was by my side when I first ran, and shout out to Lords of the Underground, because they gave up a lot. I'm supposed to be on tour right now making six figures, and people don't understand the sacrifice. I sacrifice a lot because I believe my city is important. I believe the road will always be out there. Going on tour would always be out there. But having the
Right.
opportunity to help somebody, helping them now and in my now, that happens right now.
Right.
They can't wait for that. If a
Yeah,
house is burning and somebody's inside, you can't say, well, don't worry about that. Everybody has water. Or
yeah,
don't worry about that. Somebody will put that out later. No, you have to do it now. So all of the people who are behind me in hip hop, I thank you guys. We have fundraisers coming up that hip hop people will be involved in. Shout out to Jadakiss, that actors will be involved in. Shout out to
right,
Tobias Traville. So everybody is showing their love. And like I said earlier, Shine Barrow,
right. Yeah.
Shine from old back, Sean Poe, as we called
Yes.
him. He's the leader of the opposition in Belize City, Belize. He was in my city today with the mayor and I, with Mayor Raz J. Barak and the future councilman of the West Ward, Dupre Kelly. That is hip hop. That is
Yes.
hip hop
Yes.
in
You
the in
you
the
are
political building.
you've done right, and you've got the backing. But let's go back to your group because you mentioned Low Tug and how they obviously understand what you're doing, and to be on the road or can be on the road and trying to make that money or whatever, but they understand the bigger picture for you. And
Yeah.
obviously there's life after hip hop, but they're along Alteric and Jay. They're along with what you're trying to do. Did it take you a lot to convince them, or was it just like, all right, you got to do what you think? Because it's kind of like you're jumping into, okay, well, I need to make this money for my family, or dude's got to do what he's got to do, and we're just got to do what we have to do. How's that? How do you juggle those types of things?
It's not easy. It's not easy, Sean. It's not. Because you're asking people to give up their livelihood
Yes,
because
sir.
of a dream that you have and something that you want to do. So it's not easy. I know the promoters in Europe, they were the biggest. Like, oh man, come on. But they
Yeah,
still understood.
sure.
They still understood. The second one, who was Mr. Funky. He was like, yo, what are we doing?
Right, right.
Because, and I understand you're talking about them losing six figures in 30 days.
Yeah, yeah.
They're talking about somebody's entire pay for the year
Right.
that they're losing in 30 days. Lord Jazz was the more easier one, as he's always easy.
Yeah,
But
yeah. He's been the laid
you
back
know,
one.
he's the laid back one. He was a little easy. But I put myself in those shoes. That would have been difficult too. Even though
Hmm.
I'm losing the money too, it's not about money all the time. It's about
Right.
principles. It's
Yeah.
about what are you standing on, who you standing for, who you standing with.
Right.
That's what it's about. Do they stand with me, or are they just standing alongside me? I'd rather people to stand with me. That means that when we get it, we get it. And when we can't get it, we go down together until we can get it. you
Right.
know
Right.
so everybody that's with me, man, I think they see the bigger picture, and I just honor that, and I don't take that for granted at all, and I'm
Right.
thankful.
And you know what? That's very poignantly said. You said it very well, and I'm glad that you guys had to you go through this situation because everybody has paths that they choose for their life and what they're trying to do. And if when you're in a group setting, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. Um, when you started and you came down the shore and you guys were, I see you running around campus and you're doing what you're doing. Everybody's trying to get their life together. You're focused on that kind of thing. Now, prior to you coming down the shore, did you have the dreams of becoming the hip hop star? And we know obviously the councilman stuff and the political stuff came later. Did you have that, or you might have had this thought process a long time ago? Did you think about these things happening in your life? Did you see your life going this way?
Man, when you're young, you set your mind up. I want to make millions. I want to
Yeah.
drive this. I want to live in this.
Yep.
I don't know about everybody else, but that was my thing. I want to drive a certain car. I want to live in a big house, and I want millions of dollars. We're not
Right.
thinking about how we're going to get it. For
Right.
me, it was probably I wanted to play baseball. I wanted to be a big time actor, or or a rapper. And before I got to show, I was already in a group with Redman. Redman was my DJ. We were set up. We had two dancers. We were set up. Mimicking
Okay.
Big Daddy Kane.
Okay. All
And
right.
I think I even brought Redman down there, if you remember, before he came out. So you know, I can, tell you about what I wanted to do and how I wanted to do it. But what I learned is that life is just a journey, right? And it's
Sure.
it's like a highway. Once you're on that highway of life and you're in that vehicle has two headlights that sees, you know, 200 feet in front of you. But that's when
Right.
it's not
Right.
moving, right? It
Yeah.
sees 200 feet in front of you like this when it's not moving. But when you start to move, you see another 200 feet. You start to move a little more, you see another 200 feet. As you're moving forward, you start to see on ramps and off ramps and things off in the distance that you couldn't see when you were sitting still. So
Right.
you didn't know that you would be interested in that destination. You didn't know that this place, that name on that sign, or this off ramp or on ramp would interest you until you pull over, until you get off, and until your tire busts by someplace and you notice
Right.
something. So as you journey through your ups and downs, your obstacles of life, you don't know what you're going to like. You don't know who you're going to meet until you meet it. For example, I could say, Shawn, do you like the new Ferrari? You might instantly say yes. And I'll be like, that's a fast car. And you might agree. You might say, man, that's a fast car. And I might say, here go the keys. Drive it around the block. Drive it, 5 minutes and come back. And now
Right.
your saying of that's a fast car changes when you give the keys back to me. Now you're
Right.
like, oh,
Right.
that's a fast car because you drove it. You know what I mean? So it's not just on theory anymore. It's on the
Right.
actual experience of you experiencing it.
Sure.
So that's life. We can say what we want, we can say what we like, we can say what we don't like, but when we experience things, we get the truth to concept type of idea. We get the truth of experience. Do we actually like it or we don't? Or that was all hype, or we get the true feelings come out because we touch it, taste it, feel it, we get to experience it. So when you hear
Yes.
your elders, when you're the youth, when they're younger, experience is the best teacher,
Yeah.
they are not lying. That is really the best teacher. And I have so many great experiences. I just turned 51 years old in January. I have
Oof.
so many great experiences as a 51-year-old man that some of my peers have never done and probably will never do in their life. I do
Right.
not take that for granted. I do not utilize that against them. What I do is try to take all of those resources, all of those relationships, and give it back to the community so I can help them experience those things and become better than who I am.
Yeah, and that's a beautiful thing. And you know what, man, and that's just basically the way life is. People, your older folks will tell you, but you have to experience things on your own to get to certain levels. Once you experience things, then you can say, I understand that, or I know what that means. I
Right.
got that. I see why he or she did what she did on that level. And obviously, you've been around enough people to see the proper things, and you've seen some things that are not proper, obviously, to move it into another level and want to do better. Do me one favor when you can, if you can, because we're gonna put information up throughout this whole thing. But
Okay.
if you want someone to reach out to you to help you, or on whatever level before the date, because we're gonna try to air the show before uh, that time comes, so we can get people out there to vote. Tell people how to get in contact or whatever, because I got information I'm gonna put up.
You can get in contact me through the website. You can contact me at www.duprekelly.com, and that's DUPREKELLY.com. You can contact my assistant, Miss Cherie. Cherie is 862-800-6979. That's Cherie, 862-800-6979. You can also get at me on social media. On Instagram, I am Do It All, DOITALLDU at the end. So it's Do It All Do. That's Facebook, Twitter, IG. And if you want to donate, man, if you want to donate, you can donate. You can donate $1 to $2,600, man. You can donate at 973-846-2211. And just
Go ahead. Go ahead.
That's text though. That's text to donate. So text
Yeah.
that number,
Yeah.
973-846-2211. And just follow the directions, man. So all of
You
those
know,
is ways that
you're giving me a lot of work to do for this show. We go.
oh, in the email. No.
I'm gonna make it happen for you, man. I'm gonna do the best I can because I'm proud of you.
I appreciate it. I'm proud of you too, man.
Thank you.
Tell them
Thank
how we
you.
know each other, man. I'm proud of you, man.
Well, we met at Shaw. Back in the on video, and you'll see some of that Dupre Kelly laying there doing his thing. That's when the star that I got right here. But this is where it began, and we've done a couple of shows together. We're back to Homecoming, and I was blessed to host for you all when you did your show at Homecoming. And it's just been a blessing, man. Like I said, I was sitting in Burger King on 125th Street when I got my first Law and Order. And this was after I saw you do Law and Order, and I came home. I was like, I got to do Law and Order, man. So you've inspired me in a couple of ways, and I wish you the best in what you're doing out there because you've always been a positive dude, and you're doing what you're doing for the people, and you're doing it for because you want to do it. And but you're doing it for the folks, and that's a beautiful thing. But we're gonna take a break. We're gonna let you slow down for a second. I'm gonna put that information up, but we're gonna come back. We're gonna talk about what you're still talking about, but we're gonna involve love, romance, and a little bit of
okay, this is the after dark we talking about now, huh? After dark.
Yeah. This is the little after dark that we're gonna get into in the second half of the show.
I'm gonna drink me a little carrot juice while they take their break real quick. Come back to this after dark.
You go ahead and do that. We'll take a break. Come back with more After Dark with Shawn Cornelius and my special guest Dupree. Do it all, Kelly, from the Lords of the Underground, Shaw University, and Councilman, next New Jersey Councilman.
Shaw, you baby, it's the you.
We're gonna make that happen, and we'll be right back with more. You guys make sure you stay right there.
I'm Terrence Weatherspoon reporting live for the No News Network. Here's the report. There is no news. Everybody on Facebook has it. That's the report. I'm Terrence Weatherspoon live for the No News Network. See you next time. Maybe.
Hey, this is John B. I want to send my support to Shawn Cornelius and his Enough is Enough movement. We need to stop the killings. We need to raise our voices loud, and I'm so proud of my brother. Someone is saying he doesn't know John B. Well, yes, he does, all right? Much love. Take care, all right? Peace. As I walk through
my... Hi, this is Coco McMillan, and you're watching After Dark with Shawn Cornelius.
All right, welcome back to the show. I'm sitting here after dark with Shawn Cornelius and my very special guest, the next councilman of New Jersey, my brother, all the way from New Jersey, obviously, and Shaw University, Dupree, Do It All Kelly. Now, Dupree, we had a wonderful first half. You got some information out. We're going to let you get some more information out, but it's time to get into our romance, our love, and our relationship situation. So you can throw it in any way you can throw it in. I know. Because weren't you a Shaw player at one time?
That's right. Shaw players all day. HB
So
Cable, baby. HB Cable.
That's right. So you should know how to do it. Just do me a favor and say Love Zone. No, well, say Abracadabra. That'll work it out. Say Abracadabra.
Abracadabra.
Look at it. We're in the love zone, and we can work it out. So any way that you want to answer these questions, you answer these questions.
Oh, Lord.
And if you want to try to sidestep, like, they say a lot of politicians do. You can sidestep. We'll see what happens. But what is your definition of love?
My definition of love. That's a great question because I think love is that thing that can't be defined. Love is beauty that sight sees. Love is beauty that the ear hears. Love is beauty that is a thing that the touch feels. And, you know, love is any and everything that causes butterflies. And, you know, love is that thing that makes you wake up in the morning. And love is that thing that makes you want to go to sleep next to it at night. You know, I think love is everything. Love is undefined. Love is undefinable. You know, love is everything, man.
Very, very good answer. No, that's a very good answer. That's a first that someone has said undefined and then defined it. So that works out. That works out for me. What is your definition of romance?
Romance is different ways, using descriptive ways to show your love. Romance is the way that you show how you love. You know, romance could be doing that special thing that he or she loves and was not expecting. Romance is showing up when nobody thought you were there. You know, romance is a touch, a feeling. Romance is doing that extra thing when nobody was ever expected to be extra, you know? So it's romance is the extra pieces of love.
Got you. Okay, so put love and romance together. And give us an example of your favorite date, or give us something, and it has to be real. You can't make up a date. So tell us your favorite date that
So one of
involved
my
love and
favorite
romance.
dates, one of my favorite dates is being in the presence of somebody that I enjoy being around, and they enjoy being around you as well. And you're creating moments that only you two have shared. Like that is my favorite date. Now, whatever that is, I've had many in different places. So I'll give you an example of one. So I'm not just randomly, you know, speaking.
Okay. All right.
One is one of my favorite dates that I've ever had, probably for her more so than me, but I was happy because she was happy, right? So one time a friend of mine who's a model owned a restaurant in Manhattan.
Okay.
And the night before, I was recording TikTok with Lords of the Underground in the studio, in Marley Marl's studio in the House of Hits, upstate New York. In that studio session with us was a fellow by the name of Birdsong. Anybody in the game who knows Stevie Wonder knows who Birdsong is. Birdsong is the guy that you used to see in the 90s and maybe the early 2000s walk around with Stevie. Stevie used to walk around on his elbow. That's Birdsong. Birdsong, we called him Birdsong because he was also a writer. So Birdsong was in that studio session with TikTok. Great studio session. Great stories from Birdsong, schooling these young boys who are myself, Lord Jazz and Funky Man, on the history of music and experiences of music. The next day, a girl that I was dating at the time, it was her birthday. So I rented out this restaurant. I go to the restaurant. The owner runs up to me and says, dude, I don't want you to be mad, but I'll give you your money back if you want. But I had to let somebody in the restaurant at the back. They're in the back. I have you seated back there too, but you're a little away from them, you know. But if you want your money back, I know you rented out the restaurant. I'll give you your money back. But go back there first, see the vibe. If you like the vibe, then we're good. I was kind of heated, but it was her birthday. I had nowhere else to go.
Right.
You know, so I went back there, and who do I see first? Birdsong. I see Birdsong, the same guy who was in the studio with me the night before. And he's sitting there with Stevie Wonder and two young ladies. So he goes, do it all, hey. And Stevie go, who's that? He said, Stevie, that's Do It All from Lords of the Underground. I told you I was in the studio with him last night. So now the girl that I'm with thinks that her birthday surprise is not just eating alone and renting out this whole restaurant. She thinks that her birthday present is Stevie Wonder.
It's Stevie Wonder. Oh, okay.
So Stevie like, come on over, sit with us. So she got to sit with Stevie Wonder. He sung Happy Birthday. He sung that to her the Stevie way. So her birthday dinner was with Stevie Wonder, man. You know, I think she was turning 24 at the time or 23.
Okay.
And that was kind of the best, you know, to have a birthday dinner with Stevie Wonder. It wasn't my birthday, but not even for me, because the look on her face, I can see her to this day, and she'll be like, nobody has ever passed your birthday present.
Right.
And I say, I don't think they will unless they can get Stevie.
Yeah, that's
You know?
fantastic. That's fantastic. That
Right
works
there.
out. All right, cool. All right, next question. You're kicking it. You leave the restaurant. You dropped her off. You're walking down the street, just chilling. You kick this can off the side of the street. Out pops a genie. That genie's me. I ain't got my 3 wishes yet. I only got one. But this wish has to involve love. And you kick the can and let me out. What is your wish involving love at this moment?
Involving love, my wish would be that I can find somebody that loves me unconditionally, and I feel the same way about her, and we can create children who have that same love from their parents, that spread that all over the world. And that might sound like, you know, We Are the World or something
Sound
like
like
that.
a good commercial.
But nah, I mean, I think that nobody would make that wish if they don't know what love is. If they've never felt love, nobody would make that wish. But when you feel when somebody really, truly, unconditionally loves you, and it doesn't even have to be a sexual thing, you know.
Right.
I'll give you an example of what I mean. So my mom, right? My mom, when I was rapping, starting to rap and write, I'm 10 years old, 11 years old. A friend of mine gets killed. This is the short version of it. A friend of mine gets killed. The only reason why I was not with him when he got killed, we were together every day, but the only reason why I wasn't with him because I told him I'm going to go in the house and write rhymes. So I went in the house and write rhymes. He gets killed. My mother sees all of the commotion. She runs home because she wants to know where I am. She busts in the door, grabs me. I'm writing rhymes, and she says to me, now my mother hated hip hop. Hip hop. She called it the boomity bap music.
Okay.
She said, why weren't you with him? I said, because I was writing rhymes. She said, well, whatever you're doing in that notebook, that saved your life. So what our rent at the time was $600. To get in the studio was $450 at that time. I'm talking about 80s, like late 80s.
Okay. All right.
So when she says, whatever you're doing in that notebook, how do we take it to the next level? I said, well, we have to pay for a studio. She took $450 out of the rent money, put me in a studio. So the reason why I say that is unconditional love, because here is a lady who hated something and she loved me unconditionally.
Right.
So she supported something that she did not like because of something that or someone she did love unconditionally. So if you can support something that you do not like because somebody that you love loves it or like it, that's the true definition of love. Because that thing that she did not like changed her life. It bought her a home.
Life. Yes.
It bought her cars. It sent her on vacations. It did all of that. So that is the true definition to me, in my eyes, through my experience, of unconditional love. So if we can have that same type of love around the world and in everybody, this place would be like the Dalai Lama, everybody.
you trying to teach me something tonight, brother?
Hey man, I'm just saying, like, if you hate something,
yes,
and you still sow a seed in it because the farmer, you love the farmer,
yes,
but you hate the fruit that he produces or the vegetables that he produces, and you still sow that seed in them or her, come on, man. That's unconditional.
It's
love
still
right
love.
there.
It's love. It's still love. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, then let's jump into this because this could probably go along with what you're talking about. What makes Dupre Kelly so unique? And the key word is unique. What makes you unique? Because everybody's different in their own way. What makes you so unique?
I'm just a different fingerprint, man. You know, everybody has their fingerprint. I'm just that fingerprint that comes from a city of Newark, New Jersey, comes from a single black mom who didn't take no for an answer, who loved me unconditionally, who taught me what strength is. A woman cannot, I don't believe that a woman can teach a young male child how to be a man, and vice versa. A man can't teach a young little girl how to become a woman, but they do teach you what they are, and you learn the aspects of them. So I learned what the aspect of a strong woman was, and that's why I'm only attracted to strong women, because the woman who was the authoritative figure in my life was that. But she also knew to surround me around strong men. So the people who I looked for as mentors, you know, it was hard finding them. I found one in a teacher named an 8th grade teacher named Mr. Ibokwe. I found another one in a councilman who was a good figurehead in our city. I found another one who was a manager who became manager of Lords of the Underground. But all while I was looking and trying to find bits and pieces to help me become the man that I have become, I decided that I will go on this journey to become that man that I want to become for other people who didn't have me.
All right.
You know what I mean? For
right.
the people that I didn't have, I said, I'm going to become those dudes who I didn't have, so that people like me won't have to look for them and search for them like I did, that they will be here right in the community. They will be here in your classrooms. They will be here in your city hall and your government buildings. They will be here in your nonprofit organizations. They will be your next door neighbor with the residents. They will be the guy down at the bodega. And you can talk to him and understand, how did you start this bodega? They can be the guy at the mechanic shop. How did you get this shop? That's what we have to start doing. We're looking for millions and millions of dollars in mentorship all around us, but there's millions and millions of dollars that flow in and out of our city every day that we don't think are millionaire jobs. Talk to that corner store operator. Talk to that pizza parlor. Talk to the people in your area, and you just might learn business tactics that you can do greater things with and become very successful. Talk to that real estate guy who rented the apartment to you or to your parents. Talk to the guy who just bought the home across the street from you. How were you able to buy this home? Because I want to do that one day. You know, ask questions. And when you start to do that, start to ask questions, you get successful. You get answers that make you successful.
I just want to ask you this one question, and this is me being, you know who I am. Did you remember the question that I just asked you?
No.
That's all right. That's all right, man. Because I told you.
Ask me that question again, though.
It's what makes you unique.
That makes me unique. That's why I got on that. Because I've done those things. The things that I'm saying.
Yes, sir.
The things that I'm saying, like talk to people, talk to the corner store guy. Like what makes me unique, I looked at everybody who I believe had a form of success, and I asked questions. You know, I asked them how. See, my uniqueness comes from pulling from people who were maybe considered misfits, or you didn't think would ask, you could ask those questions too. I never wanted to be the drug dealer on my block, but I wanted to dress like him. I wanted to drive the cars he was driving. I wanted the girls that he had. So how do you stand out as a dope boy? So what I did was I flipped it. Instead of thinking the dope boy as a drug guy, I thought of the dope boy as somebody that's inspiration. So anybody that inspired me, I wanted to be in spirit with them, right? I didn't want to be under the influence of them. Don't get me wrong, influence is super powerful. But inspiration, when you have inspiration, you're in spirit with something, so that made me unique by seeking people who inspired me.
Yeah, I got you. I was just checking because you forgot but you did answer the question, but you forgot what the question was.
I mean, that's what I was saying. That's why I was going with the question.
It's all good. I give you respect, I give you honesty, and I give you trust for this show. You got that anyway, but you get to take one of those away and live your relationship, which is love and romance, all that, without one of them. Which one are you throwing away?
So respect, honesty, and what else?
Trust.
Respect, honesty, and trust. I have to throw one of those away in my relationship?
Yes.
Respect, honesty, and trust.
And you still be able to be okay for at least another 10 minutes.
I can't throw any of them away, man. Relationship is a it's a complete package, but it's the complete package that you agree on with your partner. So I think that when we come to an agreement of who we are and what we are in our togetherness, if it includes respect, trust, and what was the third one? Respect, trust,
Honesty.
and honesty.
Yeah.
If we have to throw one of those away, and that was included in our contract, if that was included in our togetherness, our happiness, then we know we are not complete anymore. You know what I mean? So I don't know if I can give one of them up. You can, I trust people until I don't anymore, until they give me a reason not to. And I think that when you're around people that you don't trust, it's very stressful. Respect, when you're around people that you don't respect or don't respect you, you can't accept that because they will then treat you differently. And honest, being honest is how you can maintain your longevity, because if you're not honest with each other, it will come out, it will show, people will find it. And I'm not talking about little white lies, the little lies that get you by. people will find out, but I think honesty is more than telling little white lies. I think honesty is bigger than that. Honesty is being true to the core of who you really are every day, even through the little white lies, never giving your integrity of your character up.
You know what? You answer these questions very politically, and they're truthful. They're very honest the way you come at it and you answer them. But I can tell I'm talking to a politician.
That's crazy because the politicians don't think I'm a politician.
You're very straight up. You're very honest. It's not too many people that I've gotten that don't answer that question. Some people just say I can't because of this and such, but you gave your reasons why, and I understand it.
Yeah.
So let's jump to. Let's see. Let me see. Yeah. Let me see what time it is. I'm gonna let you go really, really quickly, and jump. Let's jump to our favorites and find out between now and the time we go some of Dupre Kelly's favorites. So, are you ready? Yeah, and you only have to answer these with one word, 2 words, whatever, because that's the way it's set up. Your favorite food.
Seafood.
Okay, I'm gonna expand on a couple of them. Anything specific?
Lobster.
See, lobster. Okay. Your favorite book.
One book that I'm reading right now is The Culture of Money by DeAndre Salters. It's kind of dope. It kind of gives you the empowerment, the economic empowerment of how to deal with finances. But one of my favorite joints is a book by Charles D. Hugg. D. Higg. And it's called The Power of Habit.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Cool. Your favorite movie.
5 Heartbeats.
It's a good one.
And
it's definitely good.
And Beat Street.
2 good ones. 2 good ones.
Yeah.
Favorite flower.
My favorite flower is I like tulips.
Okay. Okay. Tulips is cool. Yeah, I'll let that one slide because you looked at me and said tulips. Tulips.
I like tulips.
You like tulips. That works.
Yes.
All right. Your favorite drink.
I guess you get that one later. Huh?
Yeah, they can get it later. I got it. So your favorite drink, non-alcoholic and alcoholic.
Non-alcoholic is water, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
It's my favorite drink. I like a look. I smoke cigars a little bit here and there, so I like a good, I like a good bourbon. Or if it's not a bourbon, man, I like a good French cognac, or a nice bottle of wine, French wine, man.
Okay. All right.
I lived in
Favorite TV.
France for a
I'm
year,
sorry.
so
You lived in.
I lived in
Yeah, so you
France for
should.
a year, so I'm on that French stuff, man.
No problem. You can have it. Takes it. Work it. Favorite TV show.
My favorite TV show. I haven't watched TV in a while. Like, I'm not a big television watcher anymore. But if I had to say one of my favorite TV shows, would probably be Fred Sanford, Red Fox, the Sanford and Son.
Okay. All right. All right. And your favorite? Let's go with this. Your favorite politician. Your favorite
Man,
politician.
I really would say my favorite politician probably would have been Martin Luther King Jr.
Okay.
Yeah.
That works out. That works out fantastically, man. Well, if you look at the screen, you made it through,
Oh
and
man, we here.
you made it through the you made it through the
We
show.
made it.
You made it back, man. Hey, man, I want to tell you, man, it's been an honor and a blessing for you to come and sit down with me and talk with me and just kind of enjoy. And I wish you nothing but, God's blessings in your future, in your running, and everything that you do, man.
Thank you, bro. And I'm happy for you, man. Sure you, man. When you go to college with somebody, man, it breeds lifelong friends. And you definitely are definitely a friend to me, man. Whatever happened to your cousin that used to be my roommate, man?
Will passed on. Will passed on.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Right,
he passed
right.
on several years ago. But yeah. So we,
My
we doing what
man.
we continue to do, man. Yeah, thank you.
No
But
doubt, man.
do your thing, man. And we're very proud of you. All the show is proud of you. I can pull it up one more time.
It's to you, baby. It's to
It's to
you.
you. God bless you, man. And stay right there real quickly. And we want to thank everybody for tuning in and watching the show. Dupree, tell them one more time when they can go vote for you out there in Jersey.
May 10th, Newark, New Jersey. Come out May 10th. Vote for Dupre Kelly. Vote Kelly. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Kelly, May 10th, 2022. Get that entire Team Baraka in, because if you don't vote, that entire Team Baraka, especially Kelly in the West Ward, then we all lose. Team
We
Baraka,
all
May
lose.
10th, 2022.
You got it, man. And as we leave this show, thank you for watching After Dark with Shawn Cornelius and my special guest, Dupree Do It All Kelly. Please go with God in your heart. Have a peace of mind. Have a wonderful, wonderful tomorrow. And we'll catch you back here. And as my mother and father will be guarding us, wear your mask, do what they say you do, keep yourself safe. Dupree, God bless you, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Salute, man. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you.
No doubt. Hang tight.